I'm Taren S, a High Priestess in an American folkloric tradition. And I've been brewing magic for a very long time now. Come on in, let's brew some together. Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the House of Witchcraft. I am so happy to see all y'all today. Here is another one of our burn-in series. We're talking about herbal incense offerings. These are what we want to put on our altars when we're giving up offerings to deity, when we're giving up offerings to spirit realm. And as you can tell right now, it's the season of the dead. We want, as you can see behind me, we have our altar to the dead, ancestral altar set up here for the witches. And today I want to talk about, what am I saying? We are going to be making an herbal incense offering in which is designed vibrations, energy, for talking to the dead. This is when I want communication with the dead. I've set up my ancestral altar. I've set up my altar to the dead, and I want them to talk to me. I want to encourage them to talk to me. And that's what this herbal incense offering is about. And as you see me, I have my cute little Broomhilda witch joining me today. Isn't she just the cutest thing? It was a friend of mine gave her to me, and I was so excited with her. All right. First of all, witches. Infomercial time. Are you a first-year witch? Are you wondering what you need to do? You don't have an active coven in your area, but you still want to learn how to work within a coven. Guess what I have? Dedicant's Handbook to Coven Life. This is a book that I wrote that is designed for first-year witches. This is all about you learning that the magic is within you. It's available in the links below, and I highly recommend it. All right, now we're back to our regular programming, and we are going to be making herbal incense for the dead. I just love this. This is actually one of my favorite blends, and I use it a lot when I set up on Thursdays, when I feed my altar, and especially for spirit realm folk. And I'm wanting to communicate. I'm wanting to hear their signs, so to speak. And so this is what I will create and then burn on my altar. Now, before we start, ventilation, ventilation, ventilation. What did I just say? Open up a window. All right? Make sure you got those windows cracked. You'll be taking a trip off the farm, and you're not going to like where you're going. Now, I like to use my little seashell here. I have a briquette, one of those quick light charcoals, and then I have a piece of tin foil, probably folded 7-8 times, because the heat off of the charcoal gets pretty intense. Even if you're using a fireproof container, I still recommend putting that piece of tin foil in. This is what I actually set on my altar. And I'm going to talk about a really big common misconception, is the fact that y'all think that we have to make cups and cups of herbal incense. This is the little bowl that I sit right beside it on my altar. And I want y'all to see this little spin. Y'all see the little spin? See the little cute bit? Look. See the little sprinkle, sprinkle? Not dump, dump. All right. A little bit will do you. You don't need to be trying to fumigate the place and up the vibrations on the interior like the 2x4s of the house. This is about the space. A little bit will do you. And this one, for talking with the dead, is a communication. So, of course, when we're dealing with any type of communication with the dead, any type of ancestral spirit realm opener, Mugwort. Now, I want to show y'all what I'm probably going to do. Look, this is a little pinchy. See the little pinchy I probably put in here? Actually I want to put me another little pinchy in here. I typically want about 2 teaspoons. Yeah, that's plenty. All right, because I make different offerings throughout the entire season of the dead, and I also make them year round. All right? And I only want enough just to feed that once, that twice, that 3 or 4 times. All right, now mugwort. All right, make sure it's got a good earthy smell. If it's fallen apart like dust, it's not fresh, okay? Make sure you separate it all out. There we go. Okay, next secret ingredient for talking to the dead. Some beautiful yarrow flowers. Yarrow is intermissionary. It's a go-between. Okay, now I want to do about equal amounts. This is all in equal amounts. So you just sort of eyeball it and make sure your mugwort looks to be about the same as your yarrow. Yarrow is also used for the temples of various goddesses, for offerings up to them. And it is such a witch's herb. It has so many different uses. This is one of those great herbs. In fact, all 3 of these are part of the Drink It, Burn It, Bathe It series, meaning that when I'm making this, I also should be making a mugwort, yarrow, and cinnamon. Cinnamon, I only want to put about half of what I put in of my yarrow and my mugwort. But you can take this and make a tea. So while you're sipping on your tea, you're burning your incense offering. And yes, you can also take this same mixture and use it as a spiritual bath for opening up communications. Yeah, that looks about right. Always make sure you put your lids back on your herbs. I can't tell y'all witches how many times I have done that and watched my herbs go flying. All right. And of course I have the mortar and pestle. Thank you, Daniel. I know you're going to get on to me for some of my pronunciations. If you have anything grind up, you put it in here. What I have today doesn't need to be ground. It needs to be blended. Okay. Now I've already taken the time. I already had my spirit candles going. Yeah, you know I never get rid of that damn phone. I already had my spirit candles going, and I'm sorry that I need to back up because I put a candle here and will light a spirit candle, do my little thing to the goddess, and then make my mixture. Before I started the video, I had already done that, where I had lit up the altar, fed it, talked with the goddess a little bit, and then I sat down and made my mixture. All right. This is a working, so you need to come to it from spiritual headspace. You need to do it in a sacred space that you've created. And when you're doing it, enjoy it. All right. This is about talking to the dead. So I want to make sure when I'm talking with my herbs, open them up. You know, if you make sure you are familiar with each of these herbs. You understand mugwort, yarrow, cinnamon, some of the lore around them. Okay. And if need be, put it in your hand and breathe on it and then put it in. You will find your way, okay? Because that's what it's all about. I am just here to inspire you, hopefully a little bit of empowerment and encouragement. But this is your recipe. So take it and tweak it a little bit. And actually, I'll tell you, one of the things I do add to this one occasionally is a little bit of rosemary. I don't know where my rosemary. I have rosemary, actually, now that I said it out loud. Of course, since I said it out loud, you know, I won't be able to get my hands on it until a couple minutes later. But you can put a little sprinkling of rosemary in here. It's a herb of remembrance. We're working with the dead. All right. And this is a time where we want to take that magical breath. And I want to open communications with the dead. Open communications with the dead. All well-intended spirit realm folk, please accept this offering that I'm creating. All right, now we're going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 times around. I work within sacred numbers, so they're very important to me. If it's not anything you're resonating on, don't worry about it. Now I'm going to take it all out of my little mixing bowl, And we're going to put it in to our beautiful little offering bowl we got here. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. And you can pick up that earthy smell of mugwort, which is just divine. I love it, you know. And of course, mugwort is an herb that if you are pregnant, wanting to get pregnant, breastfeeding, high blood pressure, diabetes, if you have health issues, be aware of these herbs when drinking mugwort tea. Of course, when we're burning it, typically it won't bother people. But again, if you have respiratory sensitivity, then of course you're going to adjust accordingly. All right, now that I've got this all set up, let me move this over here. All right, I'm going to light up my little charcoal briquette. I'm going to set this up here on my altar, and let me show again, witches. Y'all see what I'm putting up on here. All right, you don't see it, just a little bit, and I'm going to sprinkle it. All right, and I'm going to ask, all well intended dead folk in spiritual realms that want to speak with me, please accept this offering. Please accept these sweet aromas. Please accept the energies and vibrations of these herbs as my offerings of gratitude to you. All right, now you notice I put out there a little bit of a caveat. All right, when we're working with their dead folk, we always want to make sure that we say well-intended. Those in which have good messages that will benefit my life. Use phrases like that. Don't be doing open-ended stuff of, hey, all dead people come talk to me. You don't know who you're going to get. You may get some rude ass, or you may get some garbly goop that don't make no sense. Because understand that there's different energies in spirit realm. All right, witches. This one was fairly short, but I do, like I said, I just love this one. I use this every season of the dead. It is a mainstay on my altar. I put it up around the dead folk. As you can see, we're encouraging spirit realm to lean into us. And so I am going to use this typically around dusk is when I like to use this incense, and I'll do it for 3 or 5 days in a row while I ask for spirit realm folk who are well intended towards me to communicate with me. All right, witches, I hope you enjoyed this, and of course we now have secret infomercial. Aren't y'all loving this? Crossroads Witchcraft by Taren S. If you're leaning into what I'm talking about and getting up into, all right, this is the book. It's called The Ingredients because that's really what it is. I list you all the ingredients and I give you a couple of recipes. I also tell you some inspirational stories about my path and witchiness, but those are just a small part. I have complete rituals, complete workings, and recipes. There you go. And we got that out of the way. And of course, I want you to hit that subscribe and that join button, please. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you're having as bright of a blessed day as I'm having. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo.